What if I told you that you don't need more money to feel happier? What if you don't need a bigger house, a better job, or a perfect life? What if the secret to a happy life could be something as simple as having a reason to wake up every morning? In Japan, there is a beautiful idea called Ikigai. It is often described as your reason for being, something that gives your life meaning and makes you want to get up and start another day. And the interesting thing is, your Ikigai doesn't have to be something huge. It could be your family, your work, your friends, a hobby, taking care of a garden, or even something as simple as enjoying your morning tea. Today, I'd like to tell you a simple story that explains this idea, and maybe by the end of the story, you'll start thinking about your own life in a slightly different way. In a small village in Japan, there lived an old man named Kenji. He lived in a small house with a beautiful garden. Every morning, Kenji woke up early. He opened his windows, made a cup of tea, and walked slowly through his garden. He watered his plants. He pulled out a few weeds. Sometimes he just sat under a tree and listened to the birds. It may sound like an ordinary life, but Kenji loved it. Every afternoon, one of his old friends would come to visit him. They would sit outside, drink tea, and talk about their lives. Sometimes they talked for hours. Sometimes they didn't talk much at all. They simply enjoyed being together. One day, a young man who lived nearby asked Kenji, "Why do you seem so happy?" Kenji smiled. He looked around his garden and said, "I have something to wake up for every morning." The young man didn't understand. "Is it your garden?" he asked. Kenji smiled again. "My garden is part of it." "Then what is it?" Kenji thought for a moment. "My reason to live," he said. The young man was curious. "Is that what you call Ikigai?" Kenji nodded. "Yes. But doesn't everyone need a big dream?" Kenji laughed softly. "No, your Ikigai doesn't have to change the world. It can be something very small. For me, it's taking care of my garden. It's having tea with my friends. It's watching the seasons change. And it's knowing that someone will be happy to see me tomorrow." The young man became quiet. He started thinking about his own life. He had always believed that happiness would come later. After getting a better job, after making more money, after achieving his goal. But maybe happiness wasn't something he had to wait for. Maybe it was already hiding in the small things around him. This idea is one reason why Ikigai has become so popular around the world. It reminds us that life doesn't always need to be extraordinary to be meaningful. Sometimes, your purpose can be very simple. Maybe it's taking care of your family. Maybe it's helping other people. Maybe it's learning something new. Maybe it's creating something, or maybe it's simply doing something that makes you feel alive. You don't need to find your perfect purpose overnight. Sometimes you discover it slowly. You try something, you enjoy it, you learn from it, and one day you realize, this is something I want to keep doing. So, if you are feeling lost or unhappy, don't always look for a huge answer. Start with something small. Ask yourself, what makes me happy? What am I good at? What do I enjoy doing? And perhaps most importantly, what gives me a reason to wake up tomorrow? Maybe your answer is already closer than you think. Because sometimes a happy life isn't about having everything. It's about finding meaning in what you already have, and that might be one of Japan's most beautiful lessons. Thank you for listening. Take your time and enjoy the small things, and I'll see you in the next story.